Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So, no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know? I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
Today's video takes us to Kent, Washington, with a stop at the King County Health Department, where we find a frauditor on a revisit. He's mad because he can't get public records because they were destroyed, and all he wants is a supervisor's name, but he doesn't get it. Oh, dearie me. Let's all sit back, watch, have a good laugh, and most of all, enjoy!
How can I help you today?
205.
You're the supervisor?
I am, actually. I know we just met previously at Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, not anything you can help me with. You already stated when I was there that you're not Ms. Ray Wolf-Molesky's supervisor, so
Right.
I just need to speak to that person.
Out in the lobby. They're going to try and send it now. I don't know how long it'll take. Or I
We
can
do
give you
have
a call
clients
after
here,
it's
and we do have some policies now regarding not filming and doing that when we have
They're gonna send it to
Gotcha.
fax.
people here.
Quick question. I don't mean this to sound sarcastic, so don't take it like that, but are you of the mind that a policy made by King County Public Health trumps the First Amendment of the United States Constitution?
Oh boy.
Yeah, law is definitely superior to policy or procedure process.
I think
Yeah, which would be like, and I'm not saying you guys are doing this, but to give an example, if you had a sign that said, no African Americans allowed to be served here.
That's ridiculous, Frauditor. In the year 2025, there would be no such sign. You have lost your bloody mind, Frauditor.
That would be free speech, but there's also an amendment that doesn't allow that, right? You can't discriminate in that sense. So if someone were here and they saw that sign, you couldn't say, well, that's our policy so that it trumps the Civil Rights Act, right? So if you know the Civil Rights Act would take precedent over the top of that policy, which would clearly be discriminatory, we also know that the whole speech thing with the First Amendment takes charge of that whole idea that your policy would prevent me from recording in here. So that's an unlawful request.
Right.
Yeah, constitutional law is just sort of the king of the land, if you will.
Right.
Probably heard of the Supremacy Clause of the United States.
Right.
Yeah.
With all that said, what can I help you with today? You know.
You can't help me. You made that clear last time.
Okay.
So with that being said, sir, if the supervisor here can't help you, I am going to have to ask you to leave the property.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, well then I will call Kent
Sure.
PD.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I'm
have them remove you.
Sure, you bet. So I am still waiting for a supervisor for Ms. Ray Wolf-Molesky.
Now, from my understanding, and everybody else's understanding, when you're asked to leave the premises and you refuse to leave the premises, you are then trespassing. And all this nonsense about, oh, I can't be trespassed from public unless I've committed a crime, doesn't hold up. Of course, unless you're in California or maybe Washington State or Oregon, and this yahoo's in Washington, so he might have a leg to stand on. But let's continue.
Okay. Well, as we kind of stated, we're hoping to be helpful. With that said, if there's nothing further we could do at this moment, then we would.
I'm waiting for a
ask you.
supervisor. I'm trying to file a complaint against Ms. Ray Wolf-Molesky.
Okay. Complaint. Okay. And there's no records request or anything, right?
Not at this point.
Okay.
Might be based on the conversation I have with her supervisor.
Right.
But you made clear last time when I was in Auburn that you're not her boss. So obviously I can't
Right.
deal with that. So who's the supervisor here?
Okay. Well,
sir.
I am right now.
Okay. But who's her supervisor?
So, you know, if you don't want to, I don't know. So we're hoping that you could leave if there's nothing else we could help you with today.
Alan, I'm afraid I'm going to have to be sarcastic now. Are you
Okay.
not understanding the words that I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm trying to lodge a complaint.
So we're not going to chat anymore. Thank you.
All right. So I'm still needing to speak with a supervisor regarding Ray Wolf-Molesky's destruction of a public record.
I should explain at this point that this is the lad's revisit. Last time he was here, Clerk took a picture of him and then deleted it before he could request it. So that's his big deal today. He wants that picture, and that record was destroyed. Now he wants to file charges. What a bloody moron.
Okay.
You can't videotape the customers and their privacy.
What's that?
You can't videotape the.
It's a public space, man.
But it's their privacy.
Yeah, you're probably, I'm guessing because you've read RCW 9.73.030. Most of us have. The Privacy Act in Washington State only relates to being in private. So there's no expectation of privacy in public.
They have deemed it here at King County now that these areas too, because people are seeking services that maybe they don't want others to know about, maybe, that we would refrain from doing that.
Yeah, it's a request, but it's not a compulsion by law.
Okay.
There's no statute in Washington State, nor is there case law that establishes that limit.
All right. Well,
So. And like I said, I would like to file a complaint against Ms. Ray DeWolf-Molesky, so how do I do that?
complaint, let me look into that.
Thanks.
Just my opinion, good people, but I do believe all frauditors have some type of mental disability. And I mean that in the kindest way. Yeah, you know what? You should get some help for that. They have medications to make you better, frauditor.
Fortunately, I had to wait like 3.5 hours last time, so
Yeah, I watched your video the last time.
happy to, if I can just get my complaint and maybe records request taken care of. That's all my business is. I do have business here, though. So, are you guys asking me to leave because I have business here?
No, not asking you to leave. We're just asking you not to film an audio recording anybody inside the reception area.
Gotcha. And what is the basis of that? Because that policy over there is...
So that policy is the basis that it is, since this is a protected area.
It is a protected area.
And,
So this is a non-First Amendment area.
right.
Gotcha.
That's the only thing that they're asking you to do.
So no one has a...
Nobody
lip-
has the authorization to
to
film
speak?
or audio
They can't speak?
record. What's that?
They can't speak.
Oh, they can speak all day long.
This is speech.
Right, but you're filming and you have a microphone up, and that's what
That's
that's what they don't want you to do.
So it's only certain
Because it's a
kinds of speech.
violation of HIPAA. It's a HIPAA violation if you catch any of the
You pretty sure about?
individuals in
Pretty
here.
confident of that?
Going off what my client has told me.
Yeah, so a HIPAA violation would be for them. So they have the responsibility to protect it. So I can still come in here and record video, audio. There's no expectation of privacy here.
I don't know about you folks, but I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. Oh, I just want to smash something against the wall every time one of these idiots says it. Oh, there's no expectation of privacy in public. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
So just like when you go into any office of government,
Correct.
there's no expectation of privacy. There's no difference between this and there.
Except for this is a health facility, so I'm thinking that might be what they're getting at.
Yeah, and I looked in RCW 9.73.030, and it doesn't carve out an exception for health facilities. Now, what is true is beyond that area right there, the front counter area, if they invited me back there because it's secure, if they invited me back there, they could set conditions on that entry to a non-public area. This is not a non-public forum. This is a limited public forum. It's not a traditional public forum or a designated public forum, but that limited public forum doesn't limit or reduce my ability to record my interaction with my government while I'm present. So, I mean, that's just been handled in a litany of case law. Fordyce versus the City of Seattle.
What was your
EJJ.
RCW that you quoted?
What's that?
What was your RCW you quoted?
9.73.030. It's the Privacy Act for Washington State. It says it's a two-party consent if there is an expectation of privacy. There is no expectation of privacy in a public lobby.
All this rigmarole, because why? Because the frauditor here can't seem to find a regular job. Man, we got a lot of misfits living among us, don't we, good people?
5 minutes later.
Did you want to write down your complaint and I could pass it off to leadership?
No, I mean, I just like to, convey it. So I got an email from a public records request that I submitted. So when I was here last time, Ms. Ray Wolf-Molesky was sitting on the far side. Aaron Larson was sitting right here. Ms. Ray Wolf-Molesky wrote a handwritten message. I saw her handwrite it and show it to Ms. Larson. I then stood up and walked over and I said, I'm requesting you to hold on to that record because I'm going to public records request it. Please don't spoliate it, as in don't destroy the record. So she then rips it up on camera and tosses it into the bin. When I requested that record, which of course is difficult to request because it's been mutilated, public records analyst by the name of Charlotte for the King County Department of Health reached out to Ms. Larson and asked her, what did the note say? And she said, it said, on the handwritten note, he's calling me Karen as an insult. Because I didn't know what her name was at the time, so I just went with a generic name of Karen.
So let's make sure I have this straight. Somebody wrote down a note about you, and you're upset because the note was thrown in the trash and you can't get it back. My God, this sounds like something that would happen in grade school. What the hell is wrong with this guy? Are you a grown man or are you a little sissy boy?
So, and then she ripped it up and destroyed it. So the issue here is, in that email, Ms. Larson admits that Ray Wolf-Molesky discarded, as in disposed of, that record. That's destruction, in addition to ripping it up. Ma'am, I'd like you to keep that record right there. You wrote on it. I want to keep a copy of that as well, okay? That's spoliation, ma'am. That was a bad idea. You're destroying public records. Section 10 of the Public Records Act defines what a record is. It's a writing. And Title 40, Chapter 16, Section 10 makes what you just did a felony. It's because Ms. Wolf-Molesky destroyed the record on camera. She ripped it to pieces and discarded it into the trash can, which is a felony in this state. Now, I've filed, or I let the Kent Police Department know about this. I showed them the video. It's a Class C felony in Washington State. I'm wanting to know, why is it when I specifically asked before the destruction of a record to hold on to the record, why that's happening? Why she then chose to, on video and audio, destroy it. And that's part of the reason why we have to be able to record here. Who would have ever thought a public employee would destroy a public record by ripping it to pieces? The only reason I have evidence of that is because I'm recording. That's why we can record in public. So I'd like to get an answer from her supervisor why this happened. So that's why I was asking, who is her supervisor?
This is uneffing unbelievable. Now this video is nearly an hour long. There's no way in hell that I'm watching anywhere near that amount of time. So we're going to be skipping through here to find out what the bottom line is. But it's just unbelievable. He's standing here berating this man over absolutely nothing.
I got you. Would you like me to, I don't know, would you like to write that down and I could pass that up to you?
Well, I've conveyed it to you, but I also have a question. Who's your supervisor? I mean, I have to be able to reach out to a person and say, hey, your employee committed a felony on video by destroying a public record. Why did this happen? What are you guys doing to ensure this doesn't happen again in the future? It's of pretty important public note that people know that this isn't going to happen again. I mean, are you guys currently still destroying records? Have you destroyed any records lately?
Again, would you like to write it down? Do you want me to write it down and pass it along? What's best for you?
Is there some reason you're just not wanting to answer questions? I'm asking for her supervisor. So who is that? Is her supervisor a private employee? Work for Microsoft or something? And because it's a private company, you can't answer? Is her boss a ninja? Not allowed to disclose the names of ninjas? I don't understand what's going on here.
I mean, I'm in a position where I'm trying to see if I can pass something along.
Yeah, and I've already conveyed it to you, so please pass it along. But I'm asking,
Okay.
who is her
You
supervisor?
would like me to pass it along?
Yeah, the complaint. So who is her supervisor?
Okay.
We should find out who this man is and send him a gift card of some kind. He's doing a fine job of ignoring the Frauditor's question. Oh, he needs a raise.
All right, so you're just not going to tell me who her supervisor is? Why is it? Really, truly, it's newsworthy here. Why is a public employee, you, being asked by a member of the public for who the supervisor is, a public employee of another public employee, Ms. DeWolf-Molesky, refusing to just provide that name so I have a point of contact?
So I'll put on here that you're hoping to get her supervisor.
You're just unwilling to assist here? Is that what it is?
No, I do.
You do want to assist. Okay, so
do,
can you tell me
but-
who her supervisor is?
I'm going to pass this along to leadership, and I hope that they can give you the answers you're hoping for.
Why can't you tell me who her supervisor is? Who's your supervisor? You can't answer that either, or are you in charge of the Department of Health?
So my supervisor, you've already said her name, Erin Larson.
Okay, so your supervisor is Aaron Larson.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to clarify, by stating her name, you did not catch on fire. An apocalyptic meteor did not strike us, smite us in any way, so no bad things happened. Just want to make you feel a little comfortable here. Nothing bad's going to happen if you tell me who Ms. DeWolf-Molesky's supervisor is.
Sonny Boy here is very persistent. He'd be good as a used car salesman. Just gonna walk around the lot and hound you until you finally buy to get away from him. Isn't that right, Sonny Boy?
Just like nothing bad happened when you just mentioned Ms. Larson. So, who is, again, for like what this is the 12th time, who is the supervisor of Ray DeWolf-Molesky?
So again, I apologize, but I'm not going to answer any more questions unless it's really trying to hone in on what we're going to ask leadership and try to.
Well, that's part of what I'm trying to do here.
And I could let them look at deciding to answer that and those things.
Gotcha. So are you being instructed to not answer questions of like who a supervisor is?
So I'm sorry. I guess I can't answer any more questions at this time.
So you're actually being asked to not answer questions? Is that what's happened? Wow. That's pretty rude, Alan. That's pretty rude.
Well, folks, I have to end the video there because it continues for another 22 minutes. And what happens is the police are called by this man on the screen because he wants the idiot to leave. So the police come. Of course, they don't kick the frauditor out. But on the other hand, the frauditor still doesn't get the information he's seeking. So I'm not quite sure what he's going to do. Probably had to go home and get in his safe space and hug his little stuffed teddy bear and get some warm goat milk from his mama. But not to worry. If you enjoy watching stupid people do stupid things on my channel, please subscribe because the world is filled with stupid people and they all congregate and flock to YouTube to showcase their hidden talents. What talents are those, you might ask? Being stupid, of course. And Dr. Dave's more than happy to edit those videos to make you laugh, no doubt about it. Please check out my other channels, including Dr. Dave Frauditor Terminator. Oh, that features the 4 fabulous fools of frauditing, including Love You Long Time Lana and Boom Boom Goat Boy. He love you too good for buku money, okay, yeah. And then there's my main channel, which has over 6,000 video uploads for your viewing pleasures. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with frauditors. They're just uneducated oafs. That's right, oafs, like boofs, oafs. They need to find a damn job, but they have no education. Cheers to that.
What's his name? What's his name? I want his name. Hey, don't leave because you're detained, bro. What do you think about your service here today, ma'am?
You know what? If you're gonna be such a jerk.
He was being disorderly. He's being disorderly. And we're not breaking the law. We shouldn't have a problem here, right? Racist. Oh, that's a hate crime. You're being disorderly. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Lower your voice. You're getting aggressive now. If we're in public property, you have to have a crime in order to trespass us.
Said, take your hands out of your pocket.
I'm asking for a law.
We don't know what the heck you're going to do right now.
Sir, we're not doing anything wrong.
What's the Third Amendment?
Let me go talk to him.
Yeah, nobody knows the damn Third Amendment.
This guy's being disorderly, but it's okay because he's a cop.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
But you can citate them.
Yeah.
Are they going to be cited for disorderly conduct? In America, the land of the free, where we choose to do what we want as long as we don't break the law, who the hell do you think you are?
Fucking man, dude.
I'm not doing anything to
You're a
you.
bitch ass punk.
I'm not doing anything to you.
Bitch ass white shoe.
I'm not doing anything on you. Freedom of speech, he never said fighting words.
Those are fighting words.
How is that fighting words? If you feel like fighting, it's your problem. He's not doing anything wrong. I can guarantee you, sir, I can take a video of myself farting and thousands will see it.
Dude, you're in my space. Get away from me. Call the police, would you please?
Just know that we are the bosses, bro. We are. You're not. You have a gun? Yeah. It's your Second Amendment. Guess what? I have a camera. We're going to speak to the mayor about this. By the way, sir, you're in Auditing America with over 100 million views on the internet. I don't have to discuss my day with you. Who are you? Can you briefly, in one sentence, tell us what the Third Amendment is? You don't point your finger at people. We weren't harassing anyone. Oh, you assaulted me.
I did so many.
You assaulted me. She assaulted me.
Come on, we're on camera. We're on camera. Smack me, okay?
Who's talking about violence?
Come on, man.
Who's talking about violence?
Get out of
Hey,
my face.
hey, hey.
Get out of my face.
Hey.
Get out of my face.
I'm
Back
not
it
backing
up.
up. No, you asked
You're
me. I'm
causing a
not.
disturbance.
If you touch her,
Back
you're going to
down.
go to jail.
I'm not touching her.
Get back up.
I don't want
Back
to
it
touch
up.
either
Back
one
up.
of you.
Oh, the shit show at the post office. You should be crying about that line that you're making. My God.
Why are you crying about cameras?
I have an anxiety problem.
What's your name?
I don't answer questions. And that is why, my friends, Mr. America does what he does. And then you become a tyrant.
And we can nicely refuse.
I'm a tyrant. Who are you?
Who are you?
You're sitting here
Who are
recording
you?
people without their permission.
I'm a camera guy, and I'm in a public place. What's your problem, bro? I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss.
If I take their mask off, think what we can record
What you gonna? I bet you don't have the balls to do that. We have authorization.
I don't want to be on your camera.
Maybe being in a public
How
place is
about
not the
common
best.
courtesy?
Now it's your turn to walk away.
I can walk away whenever I really.
Walk away now.
Am I being detained?
No, that's why I just told you to
Okay,
walk
I'm
away.
free to leave.
That's the opposite of detainment.
Oh, okay, I'm free to leave.
So go ahead. Yes, please.
Okay, I'm free to stay too. Listen, bro, slow your roll.
You have an appointment.
I'm not talking to you. What the Third Amendment is, and I'll be on my way. You don't have to tell me verbatim. You can just tell me briefly what's the Third Amendment about. Why'd you do that?
We asked you multiple times.
Okay, but why did you do that? I don't need to speak with you, sir.
Who you need to speak with?
Get away from me.
I'm not doing anything wrong. You're too close, bro.
Never break the law. I know my boundaries. I know where I'm at. I'm not interfering with anybody. I don't need you guys to explain to me how to behave myself. Take this one more personal because I've been in there and I know exactly what you guys do. I know exactly how you guys treat the inmates. Don't touch me. Don't you ever touch me again. All right? Keep your hands to yourself. Why are you touching me, bro? You are a Nazi, sir. And we can get you fired. You know that?
Traveling, we can ask you to leave.
You don't. You can ask, but I can nicely refuse if I'm engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. Hey, man, but you have a gun and I want you to stay away from me. Before you enter those doors, all of you stick your tongue in your asses. You touch me. You touch me. Why you put your hands on me? Why you put your hands on me though? You hit me. You can't go anywhere. Look at this guy is following me. Leave me alone. She hit me. She hit me. It's on video. She hit me, and now she's detained by the police. I have freedom of speech. You don't tell me what to do. Who do you think you are? Let's stay right here. No, you can't. You're escaping. Yeah, you're helping a criminal. That's a crime too. You were all up in my face. Why don't you get in my face again, stupid? I'm sick of you.
I don't think there's a crime that's been committed.
You haven't made an investigation.
Okay, well, did he assault you?
What are you gonna arrest me for? Trespassing? What's the crime? You need a crime to trespass somebody in a public place. What's the crime?
Sir, I tried to explain.
What's the crime?
Clearly, you just want to argue.
Well, no, of course I want to argue. I've been violated right now.
First one.
You're required to know
What's the
this.
first one?
I'm asking you.
What's the first one?
I'm asking you, sir.
What's the first one?
What you tell me?
I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you, sir.
Okay.
You don't give us orders. What don't you understand about that?